The name of the story is The Mask. A criminal case was being heard in the Thane Sessions Court. Accused Sadhu or Sadashiv was charged with burglary. There were serious allegations that he robbed four houses in the same area with the help of an accomplice. Three of the four houses were burgled when no one was present in the house. Cash of more than a lakh, silver and gold ornaments, and other valuables were stolen from three houses. The silver idol of God stolen from one of the houses was found in Sadhu's house. This was an important part of evidence in the hands of the police. Besides, one old man from one of the houses had seen Sadhu in and identified him. In another society, Sadhu was seen on a CCTV recording. The downside of the police case was that they had been unable to produce Sadhu's accomplice. The police could not even say for sure whether the same man was accomplice in all the four incidents. The people in the house who had seen Sadhu had seen his companion as with a covered face with a handkerchief. The police efforts to find the accomplice were going on. According to police, Sadhu was being prosecuted for his own crimes. As well, the police had demanded that the accomplice be declared as absconding criminal and punished as and when arrested. A mask maker used to live nearby in a nearby village around Thane. He had set up his studio in two rooms of the house. He used to make masks out of wax. He had advanced the art so much that no one would doubt that the mask he made was the mask. Many people, such as playwrights, filmmakers, amateur playwrights, came to him for the masks. He also made masks of historical figures. He could even make a perfect mask out of just a photo of a person. First, he made a three-dimensional statue from a photo. He had a good sense of proportion. Just by seeing face, he could make a proper human shape out of it. He couldn't explain how he did it. He did it naturally. He sold masks at very high price. Hence only the needy would come to him. He took a small amount in advance, but many times he never received the balance. He didn't get rest as he trusted integrity of the customers. Obviously, many of his bills were in arrears. The cost of his studio was also high. He had a wife and a sweet little boy to support at home. Financial difficulties were his constant headache. Sadashiv's companion, Jagan, was actually not far away. In fact, he was present to watch the proceedings of the case in the court. Jagan was thinking about how to get Sadhu out of this. Should he arrange his escape from the prison? But in the process, he may get caught, and one more crime would have been registered against them. The trial was set to begin next day. Next day was very important. The court had appointed one new lawyer to plead Sadhu's case for defense. The new lawyer looked smart. He blew up all the other witnesses except the inspector. Next day, of course, he will give a good defense, but this judge himself seemed to be obstructing the lawyer by putting questions. The outcome of the case was therefore predictable. This meant that Sadhu will be sent to prison for years and Jagan also will be declared a fugitive prisoner. Jagan, brooding on the case, reached the studio of a mask maker. From the outside, he could see the masks on the stands of the cupboard. The artist came out and said to Jagan, "Come in and have a look at all my work. I do it all myself. I'll show you inside." The skill of the artist was admirable. With a thin mask, he could change the whole person. As soon as he put the masks made by great historical figures on a normal face, that face became that historical figure. Jagan was impressed. He began to think about how he could make use of this art. It would be easier to steal with 4 or 5 masks with him, but that was in future. Right now it was important to arrange release of his friend Sadhu. While thinking of problem from different angles, suddenly an extraordinary idea struck him. It was difficult but not impossible. He could get a mask made by this artist exactly of the face of the judge in Sadhu's trial. Then he could wear the mask of that judge and replace him at the trial and issue order as a judge that Sadhu is not guilty and order his release. It was possible to ignore the overwhelming evidence presented by the public prosecutors and acquit the criminals by taking advantage of the points raised by the new prosecutor. His mind was telling him it is possible. He had already been paying attention to that judge. When does he leave? How does he travel? Who is the driver of the car? He had known all these from the beginning of the case, as he had followed the judge always. While doing so, he had secretly captured judge's photo on his mobile. That photo came very handy now. The artist was unlikely to know these judges. He showed the photo to the artist and asked, "How long will it take to make a mask of this face?" The artist looked at the face and said, "Since this is a very normal face, I can make a mask in 3 or 4 days. But what do you want this mask of this face for?" Ignoring his question, Jagan asked, "I want in 24 hours. How much will it cost?" The artist said, "But 24 hours, how is it?" Jagan told him, "All you have to say is how much money and keep the mask ready by tomorrow. Do you want money or not?" After some thought, Jagan added, "You said that you are in financial difficulties. Look, I will pay you 20,000 rupees for this one mask." The artist desperately needed money. He said, "Okay, I will try. Give me half the money now." "Half? Take all 20,000 rupees. Remember, no one should know this." The next day, Jagan appeared in the court. The hearing of Sadashiv's case began in the afternoon as scheduled. This is what Jagan wanted. Witnesses, evidence, cross-examination were all going on in the court. Prosecutors pleaded for harsher punishments for the accused. He pleaded that these criminals are dangerous and they should not be allowed to roam freely in the society. He urged the judges to give longer punishment to Sadhu and his absconding accomplice. The judge then asked the defense attorney to say in the defense of the accused. The eloquent lawyer strongly defended the accused in the difficult situation. He alleged Sadashiv was arrested by the police on suspicion and upon failing to find the real culprit, and the same charges were leveled against his alleged accomplice. If there was another accused, why couldn't the police produce him? So the honorable judge may take note of this point, which alone was sufficient to acquit the accused. The speeches of the two lawyers were quite lengthy, and the judge declared at the end that he had heard both the parties and would give his decision in the court tomorrow with reasons and read out his verdict. This is what Jagan wanted. If the decision was made instantly, his plan would have failed and his 20,000 rupees would have been wasted. Jagan immediately walked out of the court. First, he went to the artist and took the mask. Being true to his craft, the artist had really made a perfect mask. Jagan looked in the mirror after putting the mask, and he was very delighted. He complimented the artist and walked out with the parcel of the masks. Once back home, he put on a mask and looked at himself in the mirror again and felt very happy. He was looking exactly like the judge. Jagan then spent the night preparing for the next day's work. He had befriended the judge's driver. At night, he gave the driver so much alcohol that he wouldn't stand on his feet for another full day. Then, disguised as a driver, Jagan went to the judge's bungalow. He knew that his first job as a driver every day was to drop the daughter of judge at college. He did that. Then he began to recount what he planned to do next. The judge summons the car at the porch at 9:30 a.m. and then goes straight to the court. The journey involves only 25 minutes. He had to do his job in those 25 minutes. The judge was to be tricked, tied, and thrown into the dicky of the car. And then the car was to be taken straight to the court wearing his mask and disguising as judge. The judge asked, "Why didn't the usual driver come? Who sent you?" Jagan said, "I don't know why your usual driver hasn't come, but I am sent by the registrar of the court." Jagan opened the door of the car for the judge. As the judge sat inside, Jagan cleverly pressed a handkerchief with his strong hands to the judge's nose. He was sure that the judge would not come to his senses for another 3 to 4 hours. Then he put on a mask and disguised himself as a judge, checked the documents in the bag. He saw the written verdict prepared by the judge. It was as harsh as expected. He replaced it with another brief judgment he had written and tore the other and put in the bag. As Jagan drove the car wearing mask resembling the judge inside the court premises, security thought that driver had absented and hence the judge himself was driving today. He saluted and directed car to the parking. Jagan went to the Chamber of Justice, but he did not stop there at all. He handed his bag to the peon and the two came straight to the court. On the way, everyone was bowing before him as the mask was perfect. As soon as he reached the court, Jagan looked at the seat of the judge and hesitated a little. But the next moment he calmed his nerves and walked to the seat of the judge. Everyone present in the court stood up. When he sat down, everyone sat down. Now he was to play the role of the judge and judge his own friend. Some newspapers always report crime, court cases, etc. They are known for giving such news. One such daily was lying on the table of a small hotel. The mask maker had come to the same hotel for breakfast next morning. He ordered breakfast and took the daily on the table to sift through the pages. The daily had covered the ongoing burglary case. The artist did not pay much attention to the news, but with the news was a photo of the judge, before whom the trial was on. The artist immediately recognized the photo. He read the news carefully. The trial was set to continue today. He hesitated. He wondered if the mask made by him of this judge was being misused. He grabbed a taxi and ran and sped to the court. He entered the court premises. He knew nothing about it. As he was thinking about how to get to the proper courtroom, he heard someone banging on the car's body. He realized the sound of the banging was coming from the dicky of a car parked on his left. He opened the dicky with the help of the security. As soon as he saw the man's face with his hands and mouth tied, he recognized the judge. The security guard who saw him every day also recognized him, and both quickly untied him. The judge said, "Who knows what was the purpose of my being thrown in such a state in the dicky? Let's go to the court immediately." The artist realized the purpose too and told the judge about it. All three of them ran towards the courtroom. Jagan, who was occupying the seat of the judge, said, "We are continuing the case forward. I have written the judgment and I will read it now." He took out the judgment from the bag. He wanted to read the short judgment prepared by him. After looking at the first 4 or 5 lines, Jagan realized that this was not the judgment he had written. This seems to be the original judgment written by the real judge. That meant he had torn the judgment written by him, and in a hurry he had put the original back in the bag. He could not stop reading the judgment while occupying the seat of the judge. He thought that he should declare the accused in this trial are not guilty and guilty without reading, but he did not dare to do so in the holy court. He became a true judge. He kept reading the result with determination. Around the same time, the judge who entered the courtroom along with the mask maker and security recognized the words of the judgment written by him being read by the phony judge and remained silent. Jagan was reading, "Accused Sadashiv and his absconding accomplice are both being sentenced to 7 years hard labor." Jagan, wearing the mask of a judge sitting on the bench, pronounced the verdict and hit the hammer. The story is over. The characters, events, and happenings in the story are all fictional. If there is any resemblance anywhere found, it should be considered as a mere coincidence. Thank you. Thanks a lot.